Hi! So today's video is obviously going to be my next yearly favourites. I know I feel like it's getting a bit late for favourites now because it's what, like 2 weeks into the new year? Obviously I've just done my favourite affordable makeup of 2019. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave a link to it in the description box, or I'll just put it around somewhere. So we're just going to get straight into it. So if you want to see all my favourite high-end makeup from this year, then subscribe if you want to, give the video a thumbs up as well, and just keep watching. Okay, also I've just realised that this lipstick is not actually high-end, which I guess is actually good, but it just kind of, it went with the top situation, so we went with it. It's by Colourpop. I'll leave the name of it down there anyway, but yeah, we're just gonna get straight into it. So like I did in the last favourites, I'm gonna do skincare first. I only have two things, to be fair. This is the Ole Henriksen Balancing Force Oil Control Toner. It's literally one of the best skincare things I've ever bought. I don't use it all the time anymore, but it basically just helps to kind of minimize breakouts for me. But my skin is a lot drier, but this, like, it doesn't dry out my skin anymore, even though it is for oily skin. I used to use this pretty much every single night. It was literally my go-to in my night routine for my skincare, but I don't use it every single night anymore just because my skin's kind of settled down, and I feel like it could be because of this. So I just use it kind of like when it's my time of the month, or when I kind of know that I'm going to be getting my breakouts. So this is literally my saviour for that. It does genuinely help, and I think it's really good as like a spot treatment as well sometimes as well. Like if I do genuinely have like a big like pimple, I will use this on like a little cotton bud, and then I'll use that as a spot treatment as well, and it does genuinely help to reduce the size of breakouts. So I really love this. My skin will flare up with breakouts sometimes, so I'll obviously go back to it then. So then the other skincare favourite of mine is again something that is heavily attached in my night skincare routine. This is my second one now. This is the Kiehl's Midnight Recovery Eye Cream. I love this. This is the only like night eye cream I have ever tried that genuinely gets rid of your dark circles. Obviously it's not a miracle product, it's not magic, it's not going to get rid of your dark circles after like a week. It genuinely took me probably about a month to 2 months for me to genuinely start to see a difference, but since then, and obviously when you use it every single night and you keep to your skincare routine, it does genuinely work. I naturally have really dark under eyes anyway. Like my lids are pretty dark when obviously I don't have any makeup on. My under eyes are so dark and I don't like that, but this is like one of those things that has genuinely helped. You only need the tiniest bit. It's perfect. I've actually just remembered my other favourite, which kind of is cheating, but it's so cheating actually, but we're gonna go with it anyway. So this is something I've kind of discovered in the past 2 months, maybe 3 months, but this is also by Kiehl's, and this is their butter mask for your lips. But this is the best lip product I've ever used. This is the most hydrating and just soft lip product I've ever used. It's so moisturizing for your lips, and I use this every single night. I use it in the day as well, but when I wake up in the morning my lips still feel like I've just put it on, and I swear by this. I honestly love it so much. Okay, so I guess we're gonna go on to face primers next. I'm gonna talk about this one first. So this is the Becca First Light Priming Filter Face Primer. This has been one of my favorite face primers for a good 2 years, 3 years. I think this will always be one of my favorite face primers ever. It's just so nice on your skin. A healthy glow though, and this is also something that I have used when I'm not putting makeup on, and I really like the purple tint that it's got to it because I feel like it balances out kind of like your skin tone a little bit, and it kind of brightens it at the same time. It makes your makeup look really nice when you lay it on, and it's just an all-around really good face primer for me. Then the one that I've been probably using the most this entire year, I'm literally halfway through it. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. It's their moisturizer that's infused with a obviously primer as well. Yeah, it is. I can safely say this is my favorite face primer ever. It's just the best. It's all in one. It's a really good primer. It's not just like a crappy little moisturizer that's like a bit sticky. It is tacky, but it's not overly sticky, and that's what I love so much about it. It leaves your skin with a really, really nice glow. You're nice and hydrated, and it genuinely makes your makeup last all day long. This was like my go-to like night out face primer as well. I wear it all the time when I know I'm gonna need my makeup to stay on all the time as well. And I have got it on today, not that you can see the face primer, but I'm wearing it today and I love it so much. It's also really good if you're in a rush because it's got your moisturizer in there as well. I do skip out on using moisturizer a lot when I use this. I just put my SPF underneath and I'm good to go. Right, foundation, I kind of shocked myself because I've only got one thing. And I thought I would have a lot more foundations, but I think I've just been more into like affordable foundations this year. So the one that I've got is by Laura Mercier, and this is the Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. This is so nice. Probably like my ideal foundation. It's kind of like the LA Girl one in a way, but I feel like it just gives you more of a filtered effect. I talked about my LA Girl illuminating foundation in my affordable video, so that is probably the closest thing to this, and I think that's probably why I like them both so much, because they kind of do the same thing. This one is probably the tiniest bit better than the LA Girl one, just because it smooths out your skin as well as just obviously being a foundation. It really does smooth everything out, and it just makes everything look so nice. Like, it's the foundation I'm wearing now, and I genuinely feel like my skin just looks so smooth, and just I'm kind of shocked at how nice my skin kind of looks. But yeah, I love this so much. It doesn't get cakey. Obviously it leaves a nice glow. It really looks like skin, but it's got really good coverage as well. And the shade I use in this is 4W2, which is Chai. Okay, so concealers, I know in my affordable favorites video I didn't have any concealers just because I am a creature of habit and I've got used to my two favorite concealers. Obviously for the longest time, literally since probably last year, the Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealer has been my holy grail. And you know what, I have not used this probably since I discovered this one. So obviously my Jouer one is always just gonna be my child, because I just love this thing and I feel like I have more of a connection with this. Okay, I've loved this a longer time. I'll talk about the Jouer one first, but it's just so full coverage, but really dewy and really lightweight at the same time, and that's what I honestly love so much about it. It's so lightweight and it barely looks like you have any like concealer on, but your under eyes are covered, and I'm obsessed with this so much. I really love this. And the shade that I use is Creme Brulee. Honestly, I think the only reason why I like the Dose of Colours one more is because this shade is closer to my skin tone. So I feel like, because obviously it's a bit darker, it obviously covers the dark circles more. That's the only reason why I love this one more. Then the Dose of Colours one is actually a mattifying concealer. I don't really care when it comes to concealers just because I have to set my under eyes. I'm not one of those lucky people that don't have to. It's probably the same as the Jouer one in the sense that you really don't need a lot. They're both very full coverage concealers. When it comes to like foundation, I do genuinely prefer less coverage and kind of more like natural, but when it comes to concealer, I need my coverage just because my under eyes are just, they need help all the time. And these both are just so full coverage and really long wearing. They don't crease under my eyes. So the one that I'm wearing today is the Dose of Colours concealer. This as well, I feel like just really smooths out your skin. Once you blend this out, like, I was staring at my face for a good 5 minutes when I blended this concealer out. I was just like, so I've got 3 powders. I'll actually talk about the repeated favourite first. This is probably my ride or die. This is the Beauty Bakery Flour Powder. It's the yellow one. This is just the, I have no words. It's really good at just setting your under eyes just so quickly. If you have oily skin, this is when I started using this, okay? That's how long ago it was. I started using this when my skin was genuinely oily. Just smoothed everything out, matted it, and it was just, it just made my skin perfect. Again, I know I keep saying this, but it's what these products do, but it makes you look like you've kind of got a filter on your skin. Like, look at my skin right now, and I love it. If you have oily skin, this is probably going to be one of the best powders you'll ever use, I guarantee. Doesn't get cakey or anything like that either. So the powder that I'm using on my face today, that I'm wearing on my face right now, is the Jeffree Star Cosmetic, the Magic Star powder, I think that's what it's called. So I use the banana shade. I know I'm just gonna sound like a freaking broken record, but this powder makes you look like you've got a filter on. Look at my skin right now. It looks fake. I look like a doll. This is probably, these two actually, even the third one I'm going to talk about, they're like that good. I would trust any of them for like a night out, or just when I really need my makeup to last a really long time. Okay, then the third one, this is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Loose Powder in Butter. This one really brightens up your under eyes, so I have to be in a certain mood if I want to wear this powder. Honestly, it was really good for lasting. I don't want to repeat myself, but it does the same as these two. It really smooths out your skin and just sets it really well. I think out of the three, if you have drier skin, I'd probably recommend the Jeffree one, just because I feel like it's probably the most lightweight. And then if you have oily skin, these two are probably best for you. Okay, bronzer. No, we're not. We've still got some powders. This one I'm not going to talk about too long because I feel like everybody knows about this. But this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder. I use the shade Medium in this guy. I think they only have 3 shades, which is shit. If I'm wrong, I could be wrong actually. I'm not 100% sure. But when I got this, I think I got it from Selfridges. They only had 3 shades, so that shit. But this powder is so nice, because this as well, it smooths out your skin so insanely nicely. It just does something, honestly. I don't really know what else to say because I've literally repeated myself 4 times. So the one that I'm pretty sure is definitely a repeat is this guy. This is the second year. It's the second year for this guy. This is the LC bronzer in Media. It's just my favorite bronzer in the entire world. It's just so smooth, really soft, and just, I love how this has been like pressed and made. It's honestly one of the smoothest powders I've ever touched. I feel like it's perfect for contouring and bronzing at the same time, and I love this so much. I'm wearing the LC bronzer as well now. That's what I've got. I kind of use this to mainly contour with today, and then I use this one to just kind of bronze up a little bit more. But for me, because I love this bronzer so much, it's definitely worth it. So this is from the brand Be Bold, and this is their contour kit. And then I've got my bronzer. Oh my god, I love this thing. And then you've got obviously a highlight, which is too deep for me. The bronzer. Oh my god. This is just so easy to blend out. You literally just like go like this with your brush, and it's just done. So for blush, high-end wise, I don't have a lot because I had a lot of affordable blushes that just did it for me. So the one that I do have is actually, again, it's part of a palette, but I kind of only use the one shade. The Laura Geller Hollywood Blushing Baked Trio. So I know you can get this blush on its own, but I just got the palette at the time. But the one that I want to talk about is Honeysuckle. One of my favorite blushes ever. It's really peachy, but has the nicest like goldy silver glow to it. It's the blush I'm wearing. I didn't put a lot on though, and it gave me instant highlight like around here. I did not need to use highlight because of this blush, because oh, it's so nice. Really smooth, and it's not got like big chunks of glitter or anything like that. It's a glow. Okay. Then highlight, again, I'm not going to be too long on these two because they're both repeats from last year. High-end wise, nothing's really done it for me yet. So I've got these two again from last year. The first one is the highlight that I'm wearing right now. This is the Dose of Colors Fuego highlight. Oh, this is just always going to be one of the best highlights ever made, and I've genuinely dented this. It's just wet, it's smooth, and it lasts a really long time on your face. And we of course have my holy grail, which is the Amrezy highlight from Anastasia. I probably prefer this one more just because it's more smooth and it looks more natural, but it still blinds you. So yeah, this one is more, this is a baked formula. The Dose of Colours one is like a powdered highlight. This one is, obviously it's still a powder, but it's more baked and more like smooth. Look at that. You know what, let's just like, oh my lord. So lips, and then we'll go on to eyes. I've been so boring with shades, so I'm just gonna breeze through these super quickly. Two of them I use all the time. The first one is from Dose of Colours. Again, this is part of Desi and Katie's collection. This is the More Creamer Please lipstick. This is the best nude lipstick for me. It's the perfect brown nude. It's not too dark, but it's also not too like pinky nude, because I don't really like pink nudes all the time. I use this all the time, and it's, for me, like in lipstick form as well, this is the most long-lasting lipstick that I own. Okay, the next one is by Fenty, and this is her Stunner Lip Paint in the shade Unbutton. This is more of like that pinky nude, but I love this so much. It's not too pinky, but it's just really, really nice. Again, this lasts a really, really long time. I love the colour, I love the formula, and Fenty just does no wrong. Okay, then the next one is a gloss. So this is from Hourglass, and this is in the shade Unreal. This makes your lips look really, really plump. Actually, it is a plumping gloss, so that's probably why it makes your lips look really plump. I am not okay in this video. I just... Why am I not speaking English? I apologize. Okay, bye. But it makes them look so nice and juicy and just really, really nice, and I love the shade of this. Okay, mascara, obviously, Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara has won yes again. Have not found a mascara I love more than this. Okie dokie. Eyeshadow palettes. So, but I really wanted to mention it just because I feel like this is a brand that has definitely just been forgotten about, and it makes me really sad. So this is my own Z palette that I put together myself. And yes, there is some Colourpop in here, to be fair, and obviously Colourpop are really affordable, and so is the other brand. So this is my Z palette, basically. This is my dream eyeshadow palette. Every single colour under the sun that I would ever need. But I basically put this together a few years ago, and it's mainly made up of Makeup Geek eyeshadows. So yes, Makeup Geek, to me, they're kind of the similar price range as Morphe. I personally class it as affordable, but if you're doing something like this and you're making a, oh crap, just dug my finger in that, like big eyeshadow palette like this, it is quite expensive to do. But you know what, once you've got it, you're complete. They are the first eyeshadow brand I've ever used. I preferred Makeup Geek because they're so affordable, and like their formula is one of the best. For me personally, Makeup Geek are still my favourite eyeshadow formulas to exist. So I just wanted to mention this just because they're like a forgotten brand, and it makes me really sad because they are genuinely one of my favourite brands. I love Maumina. I think she's really, really great. Mattes are so creamy and they blend out so easily, and that's why I always go back to this palette. When I'm in a rush, this is the palette I'm reaching for. This has been in my desk drawer for like my everyday makeup for 3 years at least, and I have swapped out a few. I do obviously have some Colourpop in there, but yeah, I love Makeup Geek so much. Her foiled eyeshadows are the best foiled eyeshadows I've ever personally used. Again, the mattes for me as well are the best. Then I'd say eyeshadow palette wise, the best one for this year for me is this guy here. This is from Carity, and this is their Picante eyeshadow palette. I've used this a lot. I love the formula because they're not overly pigmented, they're kind of in the middle zone where they do need building up quite a bit, but they blend out so nicely that it doesn't bother me. The shimmer shades as well I really, really like, and for me personally, they last really well on the eyes, and that's why I love this palette. It's nice and sleek. Yes, I do wish it had a mirror in there, that would be perfect, but what are you gonna do? Okay, I am so sorry for how long this video is, I'm aware. So that is it for my favourites this year. These are all my favourite high-end products. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what your favourite product, your favourite high-end products of this year has been. And yeah, give the video a thumbs up as well if you did enjoy it, and I will see you in my next video.